Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 85. Today is Sunday, March 27th. I almost said April. And this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and sometimes time travel.
You know what? It's the 27th. Does that mean that Jessie Marie has pulled numbers for WhipGo?
Ooh, maybe so. I haven't seen today.
Ooh, we're going to have to peek because, ooh, I want to know.
Yes.
I have been dying to find out. So welcome to our video. If you haven't joined us before, buckle up because you're in for some silliness for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If you are coming back, thank you for coming back and hanging out with us. We had some lovely comments from last week. People have been missing our Stitch With Us videos.
So. We'll definitely keep doing them because I have a lot of fun with those too.
Yes. And I mean, it's nice to just sit and stitch together. So.
Right.
Okay, do you have a life update for us?
Oh, I do. Oh my goodness, guys. Yesterday was James's first haircut. Now, if you're new here, I have a 1.5-year-old. His name is James. He had a lot of hair and we got it all chopped off. Not like buzzed, but it's shorter now. He did a great job. We took him to a place that specializes in kids' haircuts. Like they have a first haircut package. So they did a before and after picture and put like a lock of his hair. So the whole 9 yards.
Wow.
This, if you're new here, first kid. So we're just very excited about all of the first milestones. And he was very good. He sat in a chair that looked like a train that had a steering wheel. That was very exciting. And as with most places like that, they had a little toy store at the front that you had to walk through in order to leave. So he got a ball.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, but he looks a couple years older, I feel like. So we're adjusting to seeing our boy with a grown-up haircut. So
that's so funny.
So what's been going on with you?
Our big exciting news of the week is that Jeff came home yesterday. Yes, we were very excited, and it's really stressful for him because he has some things to take care of that are a challenge for him, but just more of a mental challenge for him. But I think he's doing okay. He was so happy to be home, and his cat Pia was really mad at him. And then she was so excited that he was home, and she sat in his lap and cuddled and kneaded him. She was just so happy. So that was pretty fun. And also we had our I can't talk, words are hard this morning. We had our Stitch With Us last night for the Black Needle, and it was a lot of fun. We had so many people come. We had a few new people come and join us, and a lot of our regulars come and join us. We just had a good time.
Wonderful. I'm glad it was so good.
It was nice. And we have just survived a week of a lot of rain.
Yes.
Or at least rainy, drizzly conditions, not necessarily heavy rain, but
right, the threat of rain, which has been just messing with my head because I tend to get migraines whenever the weather kind of changes like that. So it's been a fun week, and it's been a sleepy week because it's been gray.
Yes. And I think my problem is that I get all those crazy aches. I have some nerve damage, and wow, I can tell when weather changes. Okay, enough about us. How about the stitching? Do you have any finishes this week?
I do have a finish. So I decided to get back to work on Fun Every Day from Sam Sarah. I'm working on December, and I finished this one. This is the first one that I've stitched from this month. So here it is.
Woohoo!
So the very exciting thing about this particular one is right up here is the first time that James would pull the needle for me. So it's his very first stitches are right up there. So everyone help me remember that whenever James is older, I can tell him that those were his very first stitches.
So fun.
So that is finish number 2 for the year.
Awesome.
What about you?
Well, I finished Grown with Love from Hands-On Designs, and it is just on all scraps. It's a scrap of fabric. It is just random flosses from my stash, and that is what it looks like.
So pretty.
Thank you. I really like it. But wait, that was on Friday night during our chat. Well, no, that was at about 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday. But anyway, Friday night. Last night,
No way.
I did.
Oh,
I stayed up a little past our chat because I was so close. I have not ironed this or anything else, but look,
wow.
there it is.
So good.
Thank you. I really like it. So I had to finish up just the little green branches on these tree and the roof and the chimney on the smaller house.
Wow.
But that's it. Oh, and I had to put the bird in up here. And I think I'm going to leave it just like this. It had a name across there because it was the house of Jacob Adams and it had the date. I think I'm just going to leave it like that.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful.
So thank you.
Wow.
I was really excited. So that is 3 and 4 for me.
Well, as you can tell, I was excited because you didn't tell me ahead of time.
Yes. You said something about a finish and I almost told you and I thought, no, I'm just going to surprise. Okay. I think that's it for me. I don't have any more finishes, but you know, there are a few days left in the month.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was worried about not having a March finish, not worried. I wanted to have a March finish and I'm like, what's close? And that was one of my whip go pulls was the monthly whip closest to a finish.
Right.
So that worked out really well. That's what the Grown with Love was. Our house had been my 25/7 and I kind of took a break when we were doing some other stuff and getting ready for market. So I can't believe I worked on that 2 nights and that's it.
Wow.
And finished it.
Nice.
Sometimes you're closer than you think you are, right?
Right, for sure.
Okay, how about stash?
Okay, I do have some stash. We went on a trip last weekend and I got a few things. So the first thing is I kitted up Steampunk Sea Serpent from Sam Sarah Designs. I already had this, but I found this fabric, this really pretty green and just like dark purple. And this is extra from Fortnite Fabrics, 36 count. I'm kind of leaving it in the bag so that I don't mess it up before I get to actually doing it. And then I bought the flosses for it,
which are just fabulous.
Yeah, so there we go. So that's going to be, I'm so excited to start that. I had to resist the urge to start it immediately. So I don't know how much longer I'll be able to hold out. And then I'm dropping things on the floor, so don't mind me. Okay. Then I also couldn't resist this Mill Hill taco,
which is so cute.
I love it so much. So I'm going to have to stitch this. It's one that I had looked at before, but I didn't pick it up. And then I got this little needle minder,
which can go with your Fred's unifying question, right?
Yes. And it says, I like you just the way you are. And then I got these scissors.
So cute.
They've got little sheep on them. I was told, look at these scissors. Look really close at these scissors. Do you need these? And I said, yes, I do.
I don't know who would have told you that. Not me.
The Landis ladies are bad influences in that they know exactly what kind of thing you want. And they're like, here, you just need this. Just go.
We would be fabulous personal shoppers.
Oh, for sure. And then the last thing I bought is a party of peacocks by Kathy Barrick. Look at those little party hats. It's just
it's just funny, isn't it?
yes. It goes with my parade of elephants that was brought back from market for me. So I'm excited about that one as well.
Awesome.
But that is my stash. How about you?
Okay, I took a quick peek while I was getting on here. Numbers are called.
Oh, what
11
number?
hours ago, numbers were called.
Oh, gosh.
10 and 7.
All right. Well, if you're doing whip go.
7. I have to show you. I have not purchased this yet, but I have a feeling this will be coming home soon. Peacock and Pomegranate from Cottage Garden Samplings.
That's pretty.
I think this is an older one. I found that last night when we were looking at Cottage Garden Samplings charts, and yeah, I'm just kind of in love.
Yes.
So yeah. I'm like tapping and not getting where I need to go. So I got in the mail this week. I had purchased this at market. The new one, Tundra Swans from Artist Designs. But I didn't realize until later on that I had only bought the chart. And of course, I want the kit.
Well,
so I went home and bought the kit.
Oh, that's going to be so fun to do.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
And I want it back in here. And then, you know, sometimes when you say stuff at your LNS, they remember and they just order things for you. So Katie ran out there this week and I got this Humming of the Bees from Blackbird Designs.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this last night because this has this cartouche on it for you to put your name, your initial in. And in the back, they also put in an alternate cartouche so that you could do a larger letter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So one of our friends was talking about how her initials were just huge. And it made me think about that. I'm like, oh, we did this. This is in there. So
yeah, that's nice.
Okay, did you look at your board to see what your whips are going to be?
Well, it's Death by Cross Stitch and Death by Cross Stitch because that's the only whip go I'm doing.
Okay.
It's a joke. Laura and I are both working on long dog samplers, and we wanted to work on them last year and do 1,000 stitches a month, but I wasn't very successful in that goal. So we decided that we were going to have whip go boards that were just our long dog samplers that were like do 500 stitches on for me, Death by Cross Stitch. And so that'd be called, 2 numbers each time. It's 1,000 stitches. It's just a fun thing to mark off. So every month for me is Death by Cross Stitch.
Okay, I'm looking. Number 10, 500 stitches on Keisha's choice.
Oh, don't put away Blackberry House.
That's your third one, though. That means you only have one more for the whole year.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man.
And number 7, you listening over there? 500 stitches on Katie's choice. So I think I know what that one is too. I have not done Halloween or Christmas or the one furthest from a finish, but yeah. So that's just funny to me because of course it would be you two again.
Right. See, that's what happens whenever you look at the numbers, whenever we're both present, is it's just always going to be both of us.
That might be it.
Yeah.
Okay, how about whips? Are you ready for those?
I am ready for some whips. So I finished that one panel of Fun Every Day. And so I started on a new one. It's not going to make any difference, and you'll see in a minute. Usually I ask my husband which one I'm going to work on, but he wasn't around. So I asked James, and he wants me to do the number 3 because we're learning about letters or numbers and letters. We're learning about both of them. It doesn't really matter what one I picked because that's as far as I've gotten. So you can't really tell. It's the same border on all of them. None of them overlap this time, so I could be stitching any of them really.
Just the snowflake with that straight across line.
Yes. So anyway, that's what I'm almost all the way around that border. So
I love that you're using your hedgehog.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite. It's the one that James isn't allowed to play with. And then last Sunday, we started together Helianthus from Ink Circles. And here is where I am.
And Keisha continued to work on it.
I did. It was a lot of fun. So I've just got the green on the outside left. So this is on 36 count Heaven's Fury from Under the Sea Fabrics. And
I love it. It's so pretty.
It's so I really like this. This is maybe one of my new favorite fabrics because it's just so pretty. And it's the called for flosses. Oh, also I bought this hoop whenever we went shopping because I needed a new hoop.
Yeah, I had to
I bought that fabric
real hard on that hoop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also worked on, pull up my picture of it. Just, you guys you've seen it and you know it, I'm sure. But I worked on Death by Cross Stitch from Long Dog Samplers. Let me pull, I've just left it in the hoop. You can see all of it. So here's where I am on it. I couldn't resist stitching this little fish. It's getting eaten by a bird, but we'll just let it not get eaten for a little bit. And this is on 36 count Agave Linen from Zweigert.
I love that. I told Keisha my favorite part is the white sparks coming out of the unicorn horn.
Yes. So I really just, it's mostly this teal, but I'm using just white, or it's ecru actually, just in just random places, just to kind of accentuate a little bit. And then I think I'm going to make all of my hearts pink. So
that'll be so sweet.
Yes, I'm really having a great time with it. I'm looking forward to April so that I can stitch on it some more because I've really been having a good time with it. And then the last thing I worked on was ABCDinosaurs from Cloud Factory. So that's the piece so far. A new piece comes out on the 1st of every month. And this month were these two dinosaurs here. And this is kind of a big one, so it's a little bit hard to hold it all up. But I finished those two dinosaurs.
Ooh.
And this is on 36 count Arctic Fox from Fiber on a Whim.
Awesome.
And here's the whole thing so far.
Oh, it's looking so good.
Thanks. So it's all the called for flosses, except for I am doing the words in a different color because white won't show up on this because it's too light. Anyway, so now I just have to wait for April 1st for the next part of that to come out. I've also been really enjoying this one. So, but that is all of my whips for this time.
How long does that stitch along go?
It's the whole year. So the last one
end in December. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was longer than that or not.
So. No, and so at some point we're going to have to get more than two dinosaurs, but I'm not sure when that will be. They have it all kind of mapped out. Let me pull up the pattern. So they let you know where you're going to be stitching next. Make sure I don't show you my pattern. So this is kind of where it's mapped out and there are little numbers in there. Okay. So I'm going to be basically stitching right above, you know, where that 4 is there.
Okay.
So anyway, that's my map for the rest of the year. And I'm not sure when they'll do 3 dinosaurs on me, but I'm looking forward to it. It's been really fun. And they've been like 1900 stitches a piece. So it's a pretty big piece so far.
So hopefully when they're little dinosaurs. And
yeah. Just teeny tiny ones, please.
I don't have a huge stack. I have, and I'm not sure if I pulled everything out or not, but you'll see things. So to start off with, I worked on ink circles all together now. And I am doing this on a piece of, let's see what it says. Oh, it's a Wexford cloth from Silkweavers. It's a solo and it's a 32 count. And I added quite a bit in. I just have this pulled off to the side. Okay. So it goes this way. I know, it's like, just pick it up and show us already, right?
That's okay. The anticipation is building.
There it is. And I'm using the called for colors on this, but you know, I have some really fun fabrics in my stash. There's a hair, one of my hairs in here. But I have some really fun, pretty fabrics in my stash, and I just couldn't resist pulling one out to do this.
For sure.
So I have all 3 of the patterns that Tracy has in this series. So eventually I will get to all of them. And then I worked on Shepherd's Spring from Shepherd's Bush. It's really sweet. It's really tiny bands. And I started at the bottom, as I always do, as I often do anyway. And I put in this little row and this thing above it. That took forever. These simple little bands just take forever. But this band is probably, I don't know, it's probably 10 colors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was a lot of 2 stitches here, 4 stitches there.
Right.
Yeah. And then because we were going to be in the car, I thought, oh, this is the perfect day to work on Keisha's Choice Blackberry House. And I can never remember what my fabric is, but I am working on filling in. It's kind of a big mess there. I think that's just the extras. I'm working on filling in this huge urn, and I put in more than my 500 stitches on this.
It's looking so good.
There, that way. Yeah, you got the whole thing. Thank you. It's I have the white lines in there for it, and I really just need to fill in, but it's just going to take me a while. But maybe since I just worked on it, I'll have some traction and I will just keep booking along on it.
Yeah.
So I saw when I get over here, I'm probably going to have to put that in first so that I don't mess up and not leave room for it.
Right.
Okay, so that was last Saturday when we went. And then on Sunday, of course, we started Helianthus by Ink Circles. Mine is on a piece of 32 count Apple Blossom by Perman. And I have a huge start, you guys. I haven't worked on it anymore. So that's it.
Oh, good start though.
Yeah. It was in our hour of stitching.
Yes.
Trying to make sure things don't fall off here. I have this in one of my favorite sleeves. I love this sunflower fabric, and it came in lots of colors. And I actually went back and bought it in some other colorways. But even the inside is the same thing.
Oh,
it's
cool.
just blues. So I love that. Then one of my last pieces, I think this was the last one on my monthly rotation, is the Fruit Bell Pull from Teresa Wenzler. And my friend Deanna gifted this to me because it was one that she just couldn't do anymore for personal reasons. And I want to show you a before picture because I think you'll just crack up at this. It looked like It looked like this when I started.
Okay.
Now look very carefully. Okay, so you can see there are holes here. I'm telling you that now. I stitched for 2 days on this thing because after the first day I thought, oh my gosh, I really didn't get anything done. I did 2 colors. It's less than 200 stitches, but it is so much confetti that just the
Yes.
counting to everything. So I did fill
Right.
in that section down there. And then the 2 greens also came up here.
Yeah.
So it's good. Now, my friend Deanna, I have to show you her beautiful stitching. Look at this.
Wow,
She
that is
already had that.
beautiful.
I
Wow.
love
And
it.
on something so intricate too. That really is
Mhm.
beautiful.
I did notice that I'll have to go back and put the back stitching on the little leaves. That won't be a big deal. I'll probably do that all at once at the end.
Yeah.
But so gorgeous.
Yes.
And we'll see whether I decide that this bell pull stops at 4 panels or not. The other thing to note here is that this was from a kit, and I am using 28 count even weave.
Oh, so not you at all.
But I did notice that because I stitch in a hoop now, it didn't bother me as much. And it's the feel that bothers me, and how the threads seem to split more easily for me with my style of stitching. And I think maybe having it in the hoop just made a difference. Oh, sorry. And also it just, I had to do more poke and stab anyway, just because of the piece.
Right.
So it will be a slow progress, but it will be a progress. And I was a little about it before I started, just a little nervous about it. And after I sat and did that, I thought, oh, I can do this. But I did sit thinking the entire time, oh, I wish I could get this in Pattern Keeper, which would take a lot of work to get it in there.
Right. Right. Pattern Keeper is great for things like that.
And, you know, then I would have to go back and figure out what all is marked off too. So that would be an interesting thing to go through and figure out.
For sure.
But the good thing is that when Deanna stitches, she's kind of a color completist. So at the bottom, you know, it was really obvious what color I needed to start on. And then I carried it up. She did not do the greens at the top, which mimic the ones at the bottom, but there are like 2 or 3 sets of different color groupings of greens that I'll do along the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm kind of saving the purple to reward myself.
That's a good reward.
So I like the greens, and you know, that's fine, but there's not very much purple left to do. So
right. Save it for yourself.
out in between.
Yes.
That's it for my whips.
Oh wow, you weren't kidding.
Yep. Yeah, I did not have a stack this week.
Laura told me earlier, she's like, I don't have a whole lot to show, but it's me, so there's still a lot.
Yep. So how about plans?
All right. Well, my plans, I'm ahead of schedule on things because I was actually planning on finishing ABCDinosaurs today, but I finished it last night. So that's exciting. I would like to get the border of that piece of fun every day that I'm doing done by the end of this month, which I think I'm pretty on track to do. It won't take me much longer to finish it. And then I think I'm going to devote the rest of my stitching this month to working on Autumn and Stars Hollow, because I still have quite a bit left to do on it. And June is coming. June is coming for me. And that's when the Summer and Stars Hollow treat is, as you know. And so I want to be able to start the summer one whenever the retreat starts. So I've got to get it done. And as you said, I've got the side that's next to it completed, but I'm me, so I have to have it done first.
Now, the good thing about that piece is that you can stitch the thing in the motif thing in the block. They're all set up in blocks, and then you can just fill the background. So that does help a little with how much you're doing. So are you using 2 strands?
Yes. Mine, I don't think I brought it in here with me. The one that I'm stitching, it's on 32 count, and I'm using 2 strands, so it's a little bit
railroad, right?
So it's a little bit slower. I didn't, because I take everything out of my bags before we start, but I just need to show you that Helianthus lives in this bag, and it's one of my favorite things that we've ever gotten in a black needle box. So I just want to show it to you just because it's pretty. But anyway,
artwork, I love that. Yeah. Hey, because I said railroad, how about, do you want to tell them what railroading is? Because you'll explain it. You can explain how you do it.
Let me pull my net. I'll pull out something though where I can kind of show. So railroading is just a way to kind of get your stitches to lay a little bit flatter, especially if you're doing something that's more full coverage, just so that you have better coverage. So I'll just show you on here. So essentially what you do, see, I pulled my floss through there. You put your needle through the 2, like in the middle of the 2 pieces of floss, and then you go down, and it just makes it lay really nice next to each other. Like you can almost see the 2 strands there just by poking it in the middle of your 2 strands whenever you go down.
Keisha is a very patient stitcher. I am an impatient stitcher.
That's why it takes me a little bit longer to do things, because I do railroading like that. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to show more. I just don't have a very good setup for showing you.
Well, I kind of sprung that on her, so and it's a good way to do it without having to use a laying tool.
Yes, because I don't use any sort of tools like that. And if you want to go a little bit faster, usually on perforated paper, I always railroad both the top and the bottom, but I've seen some people who just do like their top stitch, only railroad that one, because that's the one that you see a little bit more. So that's a little bit faster for a little bit better coverage.
And the other thing that helps is to let your thread dangle.
Oh yes, yeah. Always let it dangle.
I straighten down mine when I let it unwind.
Right, because it'll get
twisted. Trying to get the twist out. Yeah.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
both use the same term. See, makes it sound like we might actually know what we're talking about.
Maybe, but we don't. There's always
shenanigans.
There's always something new to learn, and that's one of the cool things about Flosstube and just stitching on social media in general, is that everybody does things a little bit differently, and there's always something new to learn. So.
Okay, so my plans, we have like 4 days left. If I count today, I guess we have 5 days, right, of the month. I need to work on my life after death, because I have not done that. And then I have Baltimore Saltbox sampler pretty close to a finish. And if I need a break for my eyes, which my life after death is gorgeous because it's that antique hydrangea, so it's a light fabric, and the floss that I'm using is dark enough to see, and it's 36 count, so it's 1 strand. Yes. So I mean, it's generally pretty easy for me, but it could be that I will pull out the Baltimore Saltbox sampler and work on it and see if I can get it finished this month. If I don't, I may, well, no, I'll be on to new things next week. So also in my plans, I am going to pull out all of my April projects, and I will film my video of what I have coming up in April, so you get to see that. I'm really excited because April is a bunny month.
It really is.
And if you don't know, I really like bunnies. Although I have to tell you, one of the best things I heard this week, I love Candy, the 614 stitcher. If you are not watching the 614 stitcher, go watch her. I love her. She is definitely on her cross stitch journey. I watched her videos from the beginning and watched all of them to catch up with her. And it's amazing how she has grown as a stitcher. And I love it. but she was talking about Easter projects. She was talking about projects, and she had a project that has a bunny. And she said, this is just going to be a spring project because a bunny didn't save me. And I love that. I just love that. That was so sweet. Candy is always such a bright ray of sunshine for me. And she just makes me chuckle. I was telling her last night that I watch her videos. I watch a lot of Flosstube during my lunch at school, and I have earbuds in and I'm sitting and watching by myself. And I told her it's a good thing that I'm by myself because she regularly makes me laugh out loud because she just has some fun things to say. So
so nice. One of the people who commented almost every day on my Flossmas unboxing.
Yes. You were saying that you kind of miss those and that you don't really get to do a black needle unboxing because you film with me. I'm thinking maybe that should be your James thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could do some unboxing just to put on here.
It's probably all still on there, right? It all still together because for this time?
I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you too much about what's in the box because some people haven't gotten it yet. Our international friends haven't, but there are definitely a couple of things that have already been commandeered by my dear boy.
So fun. And I think really we're just gearing up for April Black Needle. We're just gearing up for April and our murder mystery event. And that will be fun. We have some fabulous suspects, and
I am so excited about a murder mystery. You're talking to a person who did a murder mystery party for my birthday one year, so I'm very excited.
It'll be good. We hope you guys really like it. Everything is piling in the doors. Oh, the other big news that I didn't share is that we moved to a packing facility for the Black Needle. So my house is in utter chaos because we had to rearrange because Jeff came home with a walker and we need for him to be able to get through. And at the same time, while we're rearranging, Katie is the one who did most of the work because she was home. She chauffeured Bree and I wherever we needed to go because we're effectively down to one vehicle. And so she chauffeured us all around and she cleaned. And we hauled things to the storage facility, and it is amazing what a difference that makes.
That Katie Landis, she's amazing.
Yep. And it was great to just get to pack there and not have to worry about it.
I'm so excited for you guys. What a big step for the business.
It was really nice. And I think Athena is also really glad to get it all out of her garage. So I think that's everything. Plans and more news. And do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I think we've rambled quite a bit.
And we had a few shenanigans, right?
Few less than usual, but you know.
Some silliness and lots of friendship. So
yes, always.
Yes. And the friendship came in the form of us getting to stitch together this week. With a couple of our other friends. So
yes. I miss our Panera stitching nights. That was so good.
It was great. So I guess all that's really left to do is say bye.
Bye. Have a good week, everyone.